Located in a typical Italian town lays a grim reminder of a long forgotten time. This dark reminder is in this former mental asylum. This building was built in the late 1800s and its structure is a unique sight into the past of medical history. Join us and discover the hidden past of this former institute. The hospital we are exploring today is actually a complete complex in itself. We were heading for one building in particular though. This particular building was the main building. Back in the day, this complex was completely self-sufficient. It even generated its own power by this small power plant. We finally got to our access point. We immediately saw stunning arches and vegetation. The hospital we are exploring today was built in the 1870s, by the way. The hospital was intended to house ordinary patients at the time. But this function changed twice throughout the years. It was converted into a military hospital first, and later it stored mentally ill people. As you can see, the atmosphere is actually quite beautiful. It doesn't really resemble a hospital in some ways. We quickly ventured on to the front of the building. We did this because we were quite excited to see the main entrance of this grand building. Italy is widely known for its amount of abandoned mental hospitals. What makes them special though is that the majority of these hospitals are really old, which makes them really photogenic. The life in these hospitals were a lot less romantic. The system in Italy to house these patients was notorious for how bad it was. Lots of patients were stored here back in the day. This basically meant that they were locked up in this complex. We got into the main grand entrance, and it was truly stunning. With a yellow tint and beautiful details, this truly was a nice looking entrance. Another highlight was awaiting right behind the grand entrance. And that was the former church of the hospital. This one also contained some nice details. It's time to head up though. We were quite curious if the same atmosphere could be found upstairs. While heading upstairs, we also noticed the presence of people.
Oh, Hiro.
Oh. Hello.
Hi.
Fortunately, they were just another group exploring the grand hospital.
Oh, ze laten operatiekamers zien.
Kijk.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
This is the best part of the building. An old operating theater. With the mint-colored tiles and ancient-looking equipment, this truly was a sight to be seen. Back in the day, many patients were treated here. Back then, patients were treated just next to this window, and probably without anesthesia. Places like these really makes you appreciate how much better modern healthcare has gotten. It's time to move on though. The healthcare for the mentally insane has truly gone to a whole revolution. After World War II, this revolution began. Instead of storing patients, they were treated with new medications. After this, a lot of patients could join normal society. With this revolution, many patients were leaving the old facilities. Every year, the amount of patients got less and less. In the beginning of the 90s, the hospital closed down for good. This trend could be witnessed in all over Italy and the rest of the Western world, which created a lot of abandoned mental hospitals. Lots of them are being demolished right now, or renovated into a new function. At the beginning of 2021, a new commission was established to renovate this aging structure, which means that this former hospital is changing its function once again. Do you want to see early previews on what's coming next to the channel? If that's the case, follow the official Instagram page or Facebook page of Forgotten Buildings. Check it out at Forgotten Buildings.